G'day folks, I spent a bit of time on the Morris engine recently and I got the old radiator reinstated. Despite the fact that it's been squashed by a forklift, it actually holds pressure. The cap's not on at the moment, but it does hold pressure, it doesn't leak. Got the fan and the generator and everything running. Generator works okay, water pump works fine, and I'm currently working on wiring up this control panel. Oil pressure gauge, start button, and ignition on. Well, that's ignition off there. So ignition on, start. I'm going to have choke and throttle controls, and as well as a water temperature gauge when I find one. I'm going to finish wiring that up and get everything sorted out and get it running again. We'll do a cold start. Well, basically what I'm trying to do with the control panel is I have a main ignition on, which will supply power from the battery. It's coming down here to the ignition coil, which will be one of these white leads here. Up there. This auxiliary power lead will be an ignition on lamp. I have to buy a 12 volt indicator lamp to mount on this control panel. The second power cable will go to the ignition start switch, or starter motor start switch, which will come in there. I'm going to use blue cable for that actually, not red. And that will mean when the button's depressed, we have contact to the solenoid and the starter will engage. So I'm going to run this down like so. I've got a heap of this spiral binding material floating around, so I'll spiral bind and duct tape whatever I can. I should buy some proper black electrical tape because grey looks like crap on this. But that's how it goes. It should turn out quite well. So basically I've got to add a ignition on LED lamp or conventional lamp, temperature gauge, and well, if I get a tachometer I might use a tachometer, but the bottom part of this board's reserved for generator control. I want to try and run one of those smart drive generators off it, or 2 or 3 or however many I can hook up together. I'm going to run a jack shaft straight out here, bolt something to the front of this cabinet, and just see how much current I can pull from these things. I'll chuck the motor into high gear and with a bit of luck I might get 50 horsepower into one of them. At least that might be before something burns out or blows up. So, well, it's 10:30 at night, but I figure I should give this thing a bit of a test run. Get everything bound up and ready. So let's give it a shot. Try the starter first with no ignition. Beautiful. Ignition on. No fuel hooked up obviously, it's just stuck in there. Hey. Still got to make me throttle controls and everything. It should work just nicely. Well, thanks for watching folks.